What's up everybody, welcome to Fix It Fusco. My name is Keith. Today's video, we've got a Bambu Lab A1 Mini and we're going to go through and show you how to set it up. So let's jump in. So let's get started. We'll open up the box, see what's inside. Now this particular one is the A1 Mini combo. So we have the extra edition of the AMS Lite, which is the extra filament option. So I'll do a separate video on that just to show that. So there we go, that's it out of the box. And then we'll open it up and see what's in. So as you can see, we've got the wrapping here. We've got that open and the top bit here. So it's got nice packaging, all sort of well put together. So we have this first. So this is for the AMS Lite, for the spindles of the filament to go on there. This is it here. This is the AMS Lite. And obviously this lets you put on 4 filaments and use that on the printer itself, but we'll look at that in a different video. And that's the other thing that comes with it, the AMS Lite handle. So the holder for it, sorry. So that goes down like that. And then obviously all of this is just packaging that comes with it just to keep it nice and secure. And here we go. We have this here. So within the kit as well, you get this here. I do believe that there's different options that you get sent with the kit. This one is a lamp one. In here as well, we have this little device, which is for the filament poop. Some cables, super dry, some filament. So we'll put all of these there, and the rest of that is just rubbish. So again, we have the filament, which is PLA basic, and we get 20 grams of that. And this is the tubes, which is for the AMS Lite, I do believe. So it's the 4 of them that connect up to these 4 spools on there and feeds into the printer. And this is a spool holder. So if you were to just get the A1 Mini, that will go on the back so you can hold 1 spool, but we've got the AMS Lite for the 4. Like I said, then with the other ones. And then in here, we have some more protection. So I've got rid of that. Have the instructions. So this is the Bambu Lab A1 Mini with the AMS Lite. And then this is it here. So the A1 Mini Bambu Lab. And then obviously we have the bed here. So it's the plate and everything else. So again, it comes all sort of connected together, so it's already set up, so you don't really need to do much. We have a cable tie here. So we've got that cable tie off. Put that with all the rubbish. Have more padding here. So we have that off. And then under the plate as well, there is some. And in the back as well. See there in the back, more padding, so we'll get that out. Then we also have some on there, so we'll take that off. And then that is it, pretty much done. So in the instructions, get some nice little stickers there and information to go on Bambu Labs to get the thing. So in the box for the AMS Lite, we also have this, which is a accessory box and some other stuff. There's this nice little filament switcher, and in there I do believe it's all of the filament colours, so you can see what they're going to look like, but we'll look at that another one. And in here, this is the accessory box, so you get all different things like Allen keys and some lubricant oil and stuff like that. So first things first, when we're doing this, on the front of this Bambu Labs is okay, but on the back we have this here. This is what we need to remove. This is a Z-axis limiter, so we need to remove the 4 screws on here. So again, we have the accessory box, which I said earlier, and we should have a Allen key in it. So I do believe it's this big long one. Yep. I'll just do it this way. So that's one screw removed. That's two. And then the other two are just here. So again, with the long end of the Allen key, I can get in. So cool. That's the 4 screws removed, and just in case of taking that off. And that is the Z access limiter, and that has been removed. Obviously, earlier I cut the cable tie, which was on here. So it was on here. I've cut that off already, but then that will be the next step. And also remove the foam padding. Next, what you have to do is on the heat bed, see here, see the screws on the heat bed? So 3 of them need to tighten up. So we'll just do that now. So there's that one tightened. Shall do this one too. That's tightened. Then on the other side, there is only 1 screw to do. So as you can see in there is 1 screw there, and the other side doesn't have a screw. So it's that one there that we need to tighten up. So we will just get in. Just like that, that's tightened up. Next thing we need to do is this purger, or the thing for the poop that comes out of the printer. We need to slide this into the slot at the end of the X-axis. So I'll just do it from this angle, as you can see. So underneath here there's a little slot, and this just goes on like so. There we go. Just like that, that connects on. When this has been connected, we need to actually fit a screw in to hold it in place, because as you can see, it just sort of comes in and out so easy. So in the accessory box, it actually comes with a screw to use. So in the pouch, there's another little pouch, and we'll just take it out. And as you can see, it's actually labeled on, and it says on there for purge wiper. So we'll take that out and we'll get that installed. So as you can see here, this is where the purge device goes. And we just get the screw. There's a little screw hole in there, like so. And we'll just screw that in. And there we go. And that holds that in place. The next thing that you're supposed to do is this spool holder. In here as well, you have the screws for the spool holder. So I'll just get them out. As you can see there, it says for spool holder, and this is the spool holder as well. But I have the AMS Lite, which has got the 4 spools, so I'm not going to attach this. But that will be the next step for your printer. And that is how you put together this Bambu A1 Mini 3D printer. Right, so here we go. We have the Bambu Lab A1 Mini, and we have it connected up to the AMS Lite. But what we're going to do is just going to plug the printer in. Just like so, and then at the back of the printer to this side we have a power switch, so we'll turn that on. And just like that, the printer is on. You can see there, unleash your creativity. So press start, obviously select your particular language that you're in. So I'm UK, I'm Europe. What we need to do is connect it to Wi-Fi. So I'm just going to connect that now. So that's me all connected to the network now. I would say that the screen is a little bit small for my fingers, but never mind. But yeah, so you get this QR code to come up to download the app. I've already downloaded that. Doing it now. As you can see here, it comes up asking if you want to bind the printer with the current account. So I'll just do that, confirm. It says binding printer. There we go, log in successfully, and it's come up with the printer name as well. So just leave that as, and then you just click confirm, and that does that. So as you can see here on the app as well, it's got the printer stuff. So it says it's online, it's currently idle. It's got the information about temperature and stuff. The filament is empty. It's got printer, AMS and devices. So that's it all set up. The next up comes with calibration. So this has got 5 minutes for motor noise cancellation, 7 minutes for vibration compensation, 15 minutes for auto bed leveling. So what you need to do is run that calibration and get that through. But I'll show a quick time lapse of that calibration because I want to shoot another video to show you how to actually set up calibration. So yeah, that's come up for the calibration. So all you do is click start. And then as you can see, that's going to go through the calibration now. So I'll move that a bit further back just so I can see it all. So the first things first is the motor noise cancellation. So this measures the subtle individual differences of each motor for the active noise cancellation algorithm. So that goes through all of that and that'll cancel out the motor noise. So as you can see, that's doing a motor noise cancellation, and you can probably hear the difference. It's a lot quieter than what it was with that, as you can see. And also on the app itself, it comes up with the 56% of it done already, so that's good to keep an eye on it. Now it's doing the vibration compensation. So this measures the mechanical resonance model of the print for vibration compensation. It reduces artifacts caused by acceleration and allows much more faster print speed. So it goes through the different frequencies. It's doing 28 Hertz there, and it'll just do vibration things just to see how to minimize that. So this is now up to 200 Hertz, and that's the compensation done on up to 200 Hertz on the Y-axis. Now it's going to do the X-axis. And again, we're currently up to 180, 190, 200 Hertz, and that's the X-axis done. So that's done the vibration compensation. And now it's onto the tool head cleaning. So the nozzle is going to go from 140 to 170. The bed is going from 15 to 0. Now the nozzle is going down to 140. So now it's doing the auto bed leveling, which should take 3 minutes. So it's now sensing the bed level by touching the bed surface. So as you can see, it's sort of going along each section of the bed just to measure the height of it. And if it needs to be adjusted, then I assume it'll do it automatically. Whereas the Ender 3 Pro that I used to have, you had 4 knobs on the bottom of the bed. You had to adjust those manually, so you had to put something under the nozzle to see the distance between that and the bed and see whether it needed to go up or down. But the good thing about this printer is that you don't have to do that, it does it automatically. So just on the last section now to check how far away the bed is from the nozzle, and it's just doing it again, but in smaller increments this time. So this should be the auto bed leveling done. And there we go, calibration complete. And also just loading up on the app. There you go, 100% success. So that is the printer all calibrated and everything done. So just touch the screen again, calibration complete. And there we go, you're all set. Now we're all done, printer's calibrated and we're good to go. We're going to look at how to update the firmware on an A1 Mini 3D printer. So we have two options for this. One of them is updating on the printer itself if you have it connected to Wi-Fi. You can download the firmware via an SD card or micro SD card, put that in and update the firmware that way, but we're going to do it over Wi-Fi. There's also an option to update it in the app itself, but we're just going to do it on the printer, but I will show you how to do it on the app. So let's jump over to the printer and have a look. So quickly here we have the Bambu Labs app on the phone. So you need to go on devices on the bottom, and then at the top you have these three lines. Click on that three lines, and then on here you have a firmware version option. So you click on that, and as you can see, because I've just got this printer brand new, the current firmware is an old one, and you have the latest firmware. So all you do is click update, and that updates it. Update on the bottom. But what we're going to do is actually do it on the printer itself. So you go to settings, then from here, now you need to go down to page 3, and in here you have a firmware. So you click on firmware, and as you can see here, it's got an update option. So you just click update, and then that'll go through, that'll update it. So that is on 82%, and that is just doing the update now. Now up to 84, 85, getting there slowly but surely. But then this will now be updated to the latest current firmware version for the printer. So any other issues that on the previous versions have had, this shouldn't have now. So that's how you go through and update the firmware, and we'll stay with it till the end just so we can finish off the video. The thing which I never understand about these is the beginning of the updates, they go around really, really fast, and then when it gets to the end, it goes really slow. Surely they should just work out how much and how long it's going to be, and then just do it equally, rather than doing loads at the beginning and nothing at the end. But you never know with these. Was coming up to 94, 95, 96. Slowly but surely, we'll get there. So here we go, 99%. It's rebooting now. So what it does is once the firmware has been updated, the printer itself will reboot while it's installing this firmware, and then once it comes back on, the firmware should be updated and you're good to go. So there we go, update successful. And just like that, that's how you update the firmware. All you do is go back and you can see there you're on the latest firmware, so that's great. So when you get your A1 Mini combo pack, you get this AMS Lite with it. So if you want to see what stuff you should get, there's a video in the description which will be the unboxing and setup of the actual printer itself. This is the AMS Lite, so we're going to look at this. Now, the first thing you need to do is this stand here. This is the stand that we're going to use. So it needs to be on a flat surface. The next thing you need is this AMS body, and this is going to attach to this stand. So the way you're going to do it is the cable end goes to the back of the stand, i.e. where the back bit is on it, not the front two prongs. So that'll go on there just like so, and like that, that is connected. So now this is attached to the stand. You have the screws here, so there's 2 in each side, so I'll just put these in now. So again, in the accessory box, you've got the little Allen key, so the screw holes, are lined up. You just screw them in. So that's one screw in, onto the next one. There we go. And then if you turn that around the other side, you have another 2 in the exact same place. And in my pack, I actually got 5 screws, so I've got a spare one. So I'll put that back in the accessory box and keep that together. So I have all of the parts and stuff together for the printer. So if I need a spare screw anytime, then I have that. So that's them tightened up. So the next thing is you have this box here. So we'll just pull this out. As you can see, you have all the spool holders. There's 2 green and there's 2 orange. So funny enough, you take it out and the green one goes on the green. And you can see it's got instructions on it. It says pair with number 1 or number 3, which is green. So I'll do this one here, which is green, and it goes on the biggest flat end on here. Pushes on just like so. And you'll be able to feel it goes in the actual slot it should go in. And again, on this side, the orange one, it says there, pair with number 2 or 4 yellow. So put that in there. As you can see, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, in the bottom there is the little attachment which needs to go in here. So you just push that on. There we go. Turn the spool around, and again, orange one, or yellow one, sorry, goes on yellow, and we've got green here, and that goes on the green. And again, just needs spun around to the right fitment to fit it in. So what we need to do now is we have the AMS Lite here, and we have the A1 Mini here. So the AMS Lite needs to go to the right hand side of the printer. In the box you get these tubes here. So these are just the silicone tubes to connect it. And you'll notice that 2 of them are long and 2 of them are short. So these 2 are the long ones, and these 2 are the short ones. So what you do, I'll get the 2 short ones, take this off here, and the short ones are the 580 millimeters length. So these are for the orange ones. So on the top here, you have port 1 and port 2, port 3, port 4. The short ones go in 1 and 2. So the first one in. That gets pushed in like that. Next one into port 2, just like so. Next we have the long cables, and that goes in 3 and 4. So number 3 first at the back, just like so. And then number 4 in there as well. They've got all pushed in. So next we need to put the tubes into here. Now when you fitted them in the other ones, you just sort of push them in. And then what I've done is number 1 at the top here, put that into there, just sort of pushes in. And again, I'll get number 2. That also just pushes in. The third one just pushes in too. Last but not least, number 4, just like so. Now there you have the 4 wires in, and they're connected to the AMS Lite there. In the accessory bag you also have this little thing, and this connects up all of the cables and connects it to the black cable. I'm not going to do that for the minute because I still need to set up the printer in the correct place, but that's what you need to do. So if you see on here, there's a little circular hole. That is for the black cable, and the rest is for the filament cables. So the little black one there, that connects onto this black one here, just like so. And then the rest of the cables go in the other slots on there. So then up next, you have the cable on the back of the AMS Lite. Just take off the cable tie. You have the cable here. So as you can see, this is it. And in the side of the A1 Mini, you have 2 sections here. Now, it doesn't matter which one you put it in, but I always choose the right one, so it's always at the back. So again, if you look here, there's a little plastic bit you see on the bottom of that. So that plastic bit needs to go on the bottom, just pushes in like so. Now that is the AMS setup, and it's connected to the A1 Mini printer. So then all you have to do is plug in the printer, turn it on, and you're good to go. So the AMS Lite comes with the A1 Mini, and I believe it'll fit other printers as well, but this is actually a spool holder for 4 different filament spools. So we're going to show you how to load them and how to use them. So let's jump over. So here we go. We have the AMS Lite, which is a spool holder here. Now what we need to do is, the way we orient the film is the filament needs to come downwards. So when we put this on the holder, like so, that'll go on. Then this filament needs to go from underneath. So you don't want it from over the top like this, because then it'll feed in and sort of snap it. So you need it to go under, like so. Now this is the part that some people struggle with. So this one here at the back, this is number 4. This one here is number 4. So as you can see here, this is where it needs to go into. So you get the filament, and you aim for number 4, goes in like that. As you can see here, there's a little push button that just pushes it. So you put the filament in, push it, and then what it does, it's got an auto feeder, so that'll start feeding that in. and that feeds that through, and then it goes to there. So again, with this one here, this one is number 3. You'll see the numbers on the front here, just like so. So 2, 3. So we're going to put on number 3. So number 4 and number 3, a lot of the stuff that I print out is black, so I'm going to have the 2 blacks on there. So again, when you put it on, the filament needs to come out and up, rather than putting it on this way to turn around. So again, just push that on. That goes on there like that. And then number 3 under here, if you can see, push that button, it feeds it in a bit more, and it'll take it up. As you can see there, it's feeding it through. And that goes up to there, and 3 and 4 are now fed on. So do the same with number 1 and number 2. Normally for number 1 I will put in white, but as I've only got a little bit of black filament left on this, I'm just going to put this one on and use up the rest of this filament. That's got it in, and that's picking that up and spooling through. And last but not least, I'm going to do the blue. So again, this just goes on, and make sure that the filament is coming up towards it. It goes in a little hole in the bottom. It's a bit awkward sometimes to feel it in there, but then you just push it in, and again, we'll do an auto feed, and it'll go through. But then, as these are too big for the AMS Lite, you use a attachment which you can print off. So I need to print one of those first and then get that done. But yeah, that's how you fill up the AMS Lite with your filament, and it connects into here, and then you can print it all off. So this is the Y-axis, and we're going to do that now. As you can see on the screen, it says it's time to lubricate the Y-axis guide rails, and the oil is in the accessory box, like so. So let's crack on and let's do that. So what we do, we just click done there. Then you go to control, and the XYZ, you have the Z option here. We need to raise that. So that raises this here, so it doesn't get in the way. So what we're doing is just moving this Y all of the way back. So as you can see there, that's moved all of the way back, and now we get access to this here, and this is where we need to lubricate. So we get this, and we just snip the end off, just like so. Maybe it's a little bit more because it's still white. There we go. So that'll start to come out. Now what we need to do is attack this here. So all we're going to do is just get the lubrication gel, just sort of go along here like so, all the way up, and use the back of the gel just to sort of to move it up and down like that. And then as you can see, that's got it all nice and lubricated up. And then you need to do the same on the other side. First what I'll do is just move this over, like so. That moves it over, move it back, just to give it a bit of lubrication into it. And then we do the same with the back, because we weren't able to get in there. As you can see there at the back, and again just using the end of the lubrication bit just to spread that across evenly, just like so. So I can move that back now, and then again do the same with the other side. So lubrication down, just like that. Again using the back of it just to give a nice even spread. And move the bed forward, and do the back. Just like so. And then when you are done, just get some kitchen roll or toilet roll just to clean off the top of it, just in case you sort of made a bit of a mess and it's gone on the top. So you can see there's a little bit on the top there. We'll just wipe straight down and that clears that off the top. And that is how you lubricate the Y-axis on a Bambu A1 Mini printer. Let me know in the comments if you've got any other questions or queries, but until next time, see ya.